Hello, friends. How's it going? Hello, everyone. Hi, Creep. Hi, Moist. Hi, Lady M. Hi, Crast. Welcome on in, guys. This is first ever episode of my D&D5e Homebrew campaign, All We've Lost. It's going to take place over a couple of arcs, and this first arc will be 6 episodes for the next 6 weeks. You can catch us here Saturdays, 11 a.m. Pacific, doing some D&D shenanigans. But first, we're going to introduce my players. Jay, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing Eilif Sanse. I'm vibing. I'm here. You can find me on all social medias at TheYellowCubes, and on Twitch is at TheYellowCubes with an extra S at the end. I play mostly for the King, and that's probably what I'm going to play for the foreseeable future, because I really like that game. I'm excited to be here, and you should move on, because that's all I got.
Mournian? Muted, Mournian?
I knew it. I was just anyway.
You're testing me. I got it.
It worked. I am Mournian. I will be playing Moss Netasha, lovely little bard boy. But most times you can find me in either Bones or Miri chat, being a general nuisance. Apart from that, one day I might stream again. Who knows?
Joel?
Hey, it's me. I'm gonna play Nick.
Bones?
Hi, I'm LittleBones309. I'm your favorite indie gamer here on Twitch.tv, and over here now on Saturdays, I'll be playing Oleyna, your favorite courtesan.
And I'm Myriad. You can catch me here on this channel, playing all sorts of games, as well as DMing this game. Very fun. So yeah, I think we can just like hop into it unless anyone else has anything to say. Okay. We start our story not in present day, but 20 years prior in 974 PR. A mild wind coasts off the Derek Bay, and those within the capital bask in the unseasonably pleasant weather in the dead of winter, when a firelit hearth was usually the only source of warmth to protect them against the bite of frost. Talks of an early spring would have been murmured gleefully amongst the people, but instead, whispers circled Dunbraig like a vulture to a carcass. They say the queen has died. Her birthing bed has become her deathbed, cut across the belly like a pig to slaughter, ashamed to leave 2 daughters behind without a mother to guide them. Queen Kiva was not but 9 and 10 when her body was sent off into the bay on a funeral pyre. Her people watching from the cliffsides tearfully as their leader, their queen, was set ablaze, the glowing embers of what remained of her disappearing into the horizon as the sun set. The healer who attended to Queen Kiva relayed the woman's final wish as she laid bleeding out, cradling the tiniest of infants in either arm. They will both rule. Her voice was hoarse and weak as she whispers. Equally, together. The last kindness she was granted was allowing her to pass with her daughters by her side, and only after Queen Kiva rattled out her last breath did the girls start to bellow with a fit of crying as though they'd felt their mother's soul leave the earth and them with it. There was fighting amongst the Queen's council as they decided whether or not to honor the Queen's dying wish. Most thought it to be foolish to allow the rule of 2 people simultaneously. It was unprecedented in the country's near millennia of existence, and tradition, above all else, must be upheld. The division amongst the council left the decision to Callahan Ashwood, the hand of the Queen, a man perhaps too meek for his station, but well known for his fondness and adoration of the late Queen. The 2 shall rule together, as was appointed by the Queen, he confirmed. There was a sadness pooling in his eyes, one too heavy and complicated for words. One of a man who loved a woman who would put a duty above all else, who would sacrifice her very being at the behest of her country. For 18 years, Callahan ruled his region of Tirfian. He would be known to history as a kind and gentle ruler, and his reign would come to be called the Quiet Wait. Tirfian flowered under his rule, and then, on the princess's 18th name day, they ripped the roots from the ground and crushed the petals between their pretty little fingers. There were talks of madness creeping upon them, that laying in their mother's arms as she died instilled some sort of cruelness within them, that their hearts had been soured from that very moment onward. They began a war that many thought a needless power grab with the Beathanwen people over the land of Lobesaisher to the east. It was thought that the war would be over quickly, but the Beathanwen people who had been predominantly known for their gentle nature and nomadic lifestyle would submit to the crushing forces of the Queen's army. But nearly 2 years later, it seems no one has expected the resilience of the people. Tirfian has begun to buckle under the stress of the drawn-out war economically, and the common peoples are tiring of a war that they don't see the point of. And still, life continues. We join our group in present day. The sun has begun to hang low in the sky. In the distance, you can see the Summermoor Hills, the golden rays reflecting off the landscape, giving a surreal, almost unnatural quality to the horizon that's painted in swirling shades of oranges and purple. A group of travelers makes their way down the cobbled road, horseshoes trotting along the surface, and the creak of wagon wheels echo through the valley. A number of people walk alongside or behind the colorful and carefully crafted bardo driven by a red tiefling woman, while a few younger children ride on the rear end gate, giggling and kicking their feet in the air. Traveling as part of a diverse merchant caravan, you found solace in the company of traders, performers, and fellow wanderers. As the day transitions to night, the caravan has come to a halt. Tents are pitched, and the air is filled with soothing songs of crickets, and the smell of wildflowers mingles with the scent of campfires. Laughter and conversation blend together around you, creating a sense of camaraderie and security, and amidst this, you may find yourselves mingling with the other members of the caravan, or perhaps lost in quiet introspection. Eilif, what are you doing? Please introduce yourself.
I'm Eilif. I am an Aasimar, green-eyed, brown hair, very normal looking to herself, with the exception of the emerald eyes. She's probably looking around, kind of sat with her back to a tree, creating this, like, refining the little dagger that a girl carries around, as she, like, creates it, holds it out, weights it, and then hands it back to her. And it's now like this little short sword, and she kind of hands it to her and goes, I think that's as best as you're gonna get. It's wood. Sorry.
Who were you talking to? Sorry.
The child, the one with dog. I'm not saying her name because Eilif would not have bothered to learn it.
She looks at you rather excitedly and starts swinging it around. Oh, I'm going to defeat so many monsters with this! And then she will run off, calling dog. Come on, dog! And she sort of disappears.
Yeah. She'll probably, she probably would have gone out to get some, mushrooms and berries and handed them to whoever cooks. And then she's just sitting here kind of watching from behind, the camp. And then watching the perimeter, kind of making sure everything's not dangerous.
Okay. Moss.
Moss is sitting on a small barrel outside of an extremely opulent tent, playing a lute, humming a little tune, and paying a lot of attention to everyone as they pass. Just a simple tune, and
What does
talking
Moss
to
look
people
like?
around. Moss is about 6 foot tall, curly blonde hair, elvish, with a green and leather kind of cloak and vest on. He looks like somebody you'd want to sit down and have a beer with. He just has a warmth to his face.
From across the fire, you do see Aasimar, who is the other elven bard of the party, playing sort of almost in tandem with you on his viola. There's a bit of a smirk on his face. Perhaps a one-sided rivalry that he's made up in his head with you, or maybe not, but he seems to enjoy it nonetheless.
I'll begin playing a little more vigorously, seeing if I can't leave him in the dust.
As you guys have your little bard off, Neck, what would you be doing?
Nick would probably be near Som, maybe talking with him, or trying to.
Som is a very stoic individual, so you probably get more of grunts and nods out of him than anything else.
And that's pretty much what I give him.
And what does Neck look like?
Neck is an indeterminate amount of height, because in case I need to change it later to benefit me. But he's around 6 foot something. Again, depending on what benefits me later. He's mainly like blue skinned, but he has black vitiligo. He has like a shaved sides of the head with tattoos underneath. And then he has his hair into a bun. And after the bun, the hair starts getting more and more cloudy, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he looks ready to go.
Oleyna.
Well, within the mouth of that opulent tent that Moss sits outside of, you see Oleyna. Oleyna is a vivacious character amongst the caravan. She has a trilling laugh that often carries across the ride and long into the evenings, and she is soft and breathy. You cannot mistake her. A long-legged woman of lavender and silver hair and iridescence. She has the physical draw of a familiar lover, even to strangers. You'll find her lounging with Moss, whom she's almost always with, unless someone has paid for her company. She's sprawled out like this was a trip of opulence and luxury, and her tent, that seemingly comes out of nowhere, is one of red silk and gold filigree, with pillows and cushions and that wide opening beckoning any who pass inside. She is dressed in no shortage of jewelry and perfectly affixed robes, and she lays there smoking a pipe of tobacco while listening to Moss play his music. Her eyes seem to glance towards Som, hoping she can convince him to spend some of his coin.
And as you know, Som thus far on your journey has been very non-receptive of your advances. However, the healer amongst the group, Ilala, she will come over to you with a plate of food. Miss Oleyna, I brought you food.
Oh, darling, you shouldn't have. And she'll take the food and sort of look it over.
Kilala sort of stands there in front of you, unsure. She seems very flustered just being in your presence. And she's like waiting for something.
Is there something that I can help you with further?
Would you mind some company?
Darling, you know that is one of a cost, of course.
Oh. She sort of looks downtrodden at this point. Oh, no worries.
Wait. A silver, I'm sure you have.
She will sort of dig through her pockets, and she'll come out with a singular silver coin, probably the only one that she has, and she'll hand it over.
And then you'll take it and then sort of beckon her with her finger. Then come sit with me and
You
enjoy
see
my
her-
company.
Her face just beet red. She has never, this is very new to her, but regardless, she sits next to you inside, sort of cozies up next to you, and will enjoy a meal with you.
Very good.
All right. Anything anyone else wants to do?
Yeah, Oleyna will call out to Moss. Moss, well, I have company. Close the tent.
Sure thing. Moss will kind of stop playing for a moment, stand up and unlatch it and draw the curtain, sit back down, and then make direct eye contact and begin playing just as feverishly as before.
He is so, like, maintaining eye contact with you, like, has not let up. At that point, I need everyone, including Oleyna, in the tent, because you can see out of it from inside, to make a perception check.
I got an 18 total.
Okay.
Moss is paying a lot of attention to this duel.
Okay. Eilif?
I got 7.
All right.
14.
Oddly enough, it is Oleyna who is in the comfort of her own tent, who noticed a subtle shift in the atmosphere. The horses that are tacked to a nearby fence post whinny and pull against their bindings, garnering everyone's attention, and the jovial noises fall to a hush as an undercurrent of unease ripples through the camp. A branch snapping in the wood is all the warning you get as an arrow sails through the camp, embedding itself into the side of the wagon. Moxie, the tiefling woman, lets out a cry, and then the sound of rushing footsteps is all you hear. It's enough to send everyone into a chaotic jumble, trying to find whatever meager cover they can as more arrows fly through the air. There is screaming and crying as bodies converge on the camp, brandishing weapons. Rough voices can be heard calling out to members of the caravan, ordering everyone to stay down, and you notice several of these people begin to rummage through the bags of supplies. What would you like to do?
Ready up, brother.
Yeah, how many of them are there? Oh, sorry.
There are... Give me 1 second. Where did I put it? I have a lot of windows open. So they are dressed rather shabbily. There are 6, 7, 8 people.
Ready up, brother.
I think Oleyna would sort of tell Kiala to stay low, and she's going to step out of her tent. And she does not take kindly to being thieved upon.
Okay.
And she will call out to them, gentlemen, surely this is not worth your time.
Stay down, miss. Give us all you have. They are brandishing a sword at you, and they see how nicely your tent is decorated, and 2 of them make a beeline towards you.
Now, I'll stay down if you stay down with me. Surely, this does not have to come to blows.
Roll a persuasion check.
Yes! What's 8 plus 19? 27.
27. They regard you for a moment. We need your supplies. You need to give them to us. They roll a perception check. Or an insight, whatever one's better.
I would love to be able to tell you. It's not great. It's a 15.
So, they seem inexperienced, maybe, with a sword. They're holding it, even though you have really no formal training with swordsmanship. Even you can tell they're holding that sword all wrong. Very limp wrist. Not with a lot of conviction either. They seem desperate.
Oleyna will sort of shimmy the shoulders of her robe down, show a little skin, and she'll say, boys, this really isn't your strong suit, is it? Highway robbery. Now, Perhaps you can tell me, inside my tent, what sort of aid you are looking for. I see the desperation in your eyes.
The two that are standing in front of you sort of look back and forth at each other before looking at you, and the one says, we just need supplies. We just, for our people, we need supplies. And no one will give it, no one will help, no one will come to aid us, so we need to take it.
She's gonna look to the rest of the caravan and say, why don't you stay for a hot meal? And you can tell us exactly what has happened to your people.
There's another man who is still sort of ordering the rest of the caravan around. He seems a bit more well-versed in swordsmanship. He looks at you, and then he looks to the rest of the wannabe bandits, and he will order them to take what they're owed. Sort of completely ignoring you. His face is masked, you can't really see him. But he seems to be the leader. Not as easily persuaded as these other folks. There's something else to him, there's something more to him, but he is a bit more determined than the others. And as he's ordering everyone around, he comes to you, Oleyna. Your charms won't work on me. Give us your money, your goods, and we'll be on our way. We don't want a hot meal with you folk. He says it with malice, like there's something more there.
She's gonna sort of, I would imagine that she knows that the rest of the caravan is at least somewhat armed.
There are a few between the blacksmith. Som definitely is armed, and Moxie. You know, Moxie is some sort of magic user.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Doesn't have to come to blood. All you have to do is give up your things.
She's gonna look to Neck. Do you hear that? There, you. Strange man. Does it have to come to blows?
Next. He's trying to first just make sure he sees where the hearstones are, as well as Jet.
Mm-hmm.
And like, as long as they aren't like in a bad.
Som has sort of corralled Jet back towards their horse, sort of away from. You can tell he's already brandishing his sword. He is kind of warding away any bandit that tries to get close. And then the Heartstones are the Mama Heartstone has her son. They are sort of near the wagon with Moxie.
Then Neck is just like, you can tell he's kind of trying to limber up a little bit. He's like trying to subtly stretch out his neck. He's like getting limber, and then he's just like, he's kind of sneaking his hand. I mean, it's making its way towards his sword or weapons. He's, you know, next ready to fight.
The two that were speaking to you, Oleyna, will sort of look at each other and shake their heads. We're sorry, miss. We're really sorry. And they will run off. So they have disappeared into the woods. And at this point, we will roll initiative. So you now have 2 less people to fight.
I got a 19 for my initiative.
I got a
Moss
20
got a-
total.
Moss got a 17.
Eilif?
I believe. Let me roll it. 15.
Right. I'm just going to do a group roll initiative. So Bandits got a 12, so they will go last. If you guys want to go over to Owlbear Rodeo and place yourselves where you would be on the map.
I think that's where Oleyna would be standing.
Same for Moss. He's still sitting on the little barrel.
I don't think I'd
No.
actually be on a horse.
Yeah, no. So you see, I'm just going to have the swords represent the 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this guy, one with the skull, will be the bandit leader. Over to the map view. All right. Okay, Neck. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go up behind leader guy.
Mhm.
I almost swang.
Swang. What did you get?
Does a 7 hit?
I'm gonna say no. No, it does not.
Up to a great start.
He must have sensed you coming up behind him, because as you bring your weapon down on him, he just to the side and sort of looks over his shoulder at you. You have clearly caught his attention. Anything else for your turn?
I'll cast Compelled Duel on him, so he needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Believe it or not, he is not that wisdom. He's not that wise. But he did get a 17.
Okay. Then that's my turn.
All right. And next up, Bones. Oleyna.
I am going to. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mind Sliver on him.
On the captain.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. What does he need to do?
Okay.
Anything?
It's a intelligence saving throw.
That is going to be a 13.
Oh, I would love to know tell you what my DC is.
It's a number.
It is a number.
It's definitely
Between
a number.
1 and 40.
It is a 3rd level. He saves.
Okay. And that's a cantrip, so that doesn't do anything on a fail, right?
No.
Okay. All right, Moss.
I am going to, seeing kind of my positioning,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn around and step off the barrel and turn to this rogue here, or this bandit.
Mhm.
And I will cast Thunderclap at him in that general area. So it's a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. That one.
All right, that is 2 damage.
Okay.
Damage is damage.
Mhm.
Damage is damage. So because he got a nat 1, he is so caught off guard by it. He didn't expect it to come, and it almost deafened him. So he sort of crumples to the ground, holding his ears, and he is prone right now.
Okay. Seeing also the somewhat fight being had, I'm going to turn and cast a bardic inspiration at Oleyna.
Okay.
1d6. And then just gonna stand there for a moment.
Okay. Next up is Eilif.
Yes. I am going to. I have a bow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a long bow, and I'll shoot it. Shoot at the big guy.
Big boy. Okay, go for it.
Never mind. That's a 5.
Okay. Again, he just. It's almost like he knows that you guys are gunning for him. And it is now the bandit's turn. So Bandit Captain is going to turn to Neck, and he is going to slash at you with a scimitar. That was cocked. Dirty 20 to hit. Does that hit? Okay. And then one piece. That is only going to be 4 slashing damage. And then the bandit in front of you, Neck, is not going to get a turn. He is stunned still. The bandit that is standing across from Eilif is going to take... Hello? There we go. It's going to take a light crossbow and try to fire at you. That is definitely not going to hit. That is an 8. And then this one will come up behind Neck and try to slash at him. 13 does not hit, correct?
Did he have advantage? Because he's flanking?
Oh. No.
Then no.
Did not matter. This one is going to fire a crossbow at Eilif. 16?
It just hits.
Just hits, okay. That's what. That is going to be 6 damage. And then this final one is going to fire a crossbow at Neck. That is going to be 21 to hit.
Yep.
And then 4 damage. And then we are back up to the top of the order with Neck.
I'm gonna try again, making me look like a fool and missing. $17 hit.
17 will hit.
Yes. And going to as well use a smite.
Mm-hmm.
So 15 damage.
Okay. And this is the first damage on him. He's still looking pretty well off. Would you like to do anything else? Okay. Bones. Oleyna.
I'm gonna throw my dagger at the one that is right here. This one, right there. One of my daggers.
That's Bandit A.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 9.
That will miss.
Yep. And I am going to move And let me see. Yeah, I can definitely get over there. No problem. I'm going to move right here if possible. Can I like
Mhm.
hop, boot, and scoot and boogie?
You can. Yeah.
And go ahead and engage with him. And I think that's all I can do.
Okay. Boss?
Seeing that this guy in front of me is down.
Wait, I'm sorry. I had bardic inspiration.
You did.
Can I?
Let me
I
just
can move on.
see.
It's okay.
No, I just want to make sure. I don't want you to like. What did you get on the hit?
I got a 9.
Roll your bardic inspiration to see if that would have hit.
I got a 5, so I got a 14 total.
Yes, that will definitely hit.
Okay, great. It's a 1. Damage is damage.
Damage is damage.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just remembered that.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay, Moss. Sorry, your turn.
Dude is down in front of me. Is he? Well, you know what? Moss is going to, from his back, pull out a small dagger and just basically try to slam it down directly into this man.
Okay, so that's gonna roll it with advantage.
All right, that is a 19 to hit,
Yep, that definitely hits.
and that is 4 damage.
Okay. He is not looking very well.
Can I use my bonus action to tell him to run while you still have the chance?
You can. Talking's a free action, so.
Oh, then I'll tell him to run while he still can, and I will cast Bardic Inspiration on Nick.
Okay. Next up, Eilif.
I guess I'm going to move. I think I can get just about here.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna hopefully whack him.
I believe in you.
I don't believe in me. I should have believed in me. 23 to hit.
It definitely hits.
Awesome. Just gonna use my.
Make sure you're rolling with advantage too for that.
Okay.
Roll to
I
make
will
sure you didn't get a
roll.
natural
Okay.
20.
I did not.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use. Fuck it, I want this guy dead. I'm gonna use one of my. I guess it's like an action. To pump in 5 extra damage.
Okay.
Can we just change the name of whatever spell that is to fuck it, I want this guy dead?
Fuck it, I want this guy dead.
I mean, it's called Gory Smite.
So that's going to be
Nope, it's called-
15 damage, right?
It should be 15 damage, yeah.
Okay.
And then I will take it.
He is not looking happy. He turns to you now, Eilif. He's a little pissed off. He is bleeding. And he's mad now. And luckily it is his turn. So he is going to swing at you, Eilif, with his scimitar. And he's going to miss horribly. And then it is going to be Bandit D, who is in front of Moss, is going to sort of scramble up onto his feet, and he's going to look at what's going on, and he is going to run. So Bandit D is now out of combat. Let me take him off. He is gone. And it is, let's do Bandit C. Bandit C is going to move over here, and he is going to fire on you, Moss. 16 plus 3, 19 to hit.
Yep, that hit.
2 damage. Bandit E is going to swing on Neck again. That is a natural 20. Minimal damage though. 4 damage.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bandit A is going to swing on Oleyna.
I'm just a little guy.
Don't worry, he only got a 7.
Okay.
And Bandit B is going to fire at Neck. That is going to be a 15.
That is a miss.
Okay. And you can see that even though the other bandits had begun firing and attacking you, they're still very unsure about this. They just watched one of their friends run away, the other 2 that had run away, and they're beginning to look a little flighty. Neck, it is your turn.
Neck's gonna put away his longsword and he's gonna pull out his warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try and swing on the captain again.
Okay.
And I can add a d6, right? As part of
Yes,
So that's a 20 total.
that sure does hit.
So 17 damage.
Jesus. Oh, okay. He's looking really rough. He's holding, there's a wound on his side, and he's clenching it. The grip on his scimitar is beginning to fail. And he's looking like he might go down soon.
Okay, as I'm like twirling around in my warhammer, I'm just like, come on, everybody, you should be pumped right now.
Oleyna.
Oleyna's holding out her dagger to this other bandit, and she will call out over his shoulder to the captain. See now, had you just been a little bit kinder and taken my offer, we wouldn't be here. Are you sure you don't want to stand down? And she's sort of gonna, I guess she's gonna swing at the bandit in front of her, because I think I have to.
Mm.
As an 18.
That will hit.
Outstanding. That's a 3.
3 damage. Yeah. Okay. Is that all you can do for your turn?
That's all I'm doing now.
Okay. Moss?
Moss is going to jump over the barrel. He was shot at and a small amount of damage done from Bandit C, but been around here long enough to know that the real problem's right, the big dude in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to look at that individual and cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay. Do I have to make a save for that?
Yes, that is a Wisdom save.
That is going to be a 5.
That is a failure.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 3 damage.
Okay, he is slowly but surely getting dwindled down. Anything else for your turn?
No, we're gonna save the other inspirations. I think we have this under control.
Okay. Eilif?
Okay. Well, this guy needs to be gone, so I'll just hit him again, I guess. Boop. Never mind. That's a nat 1.
Okay.
So I don't hit him again.
Okay.
In fact, something bad happens, I think.
Something bad does happen. Let me... Where is...
I'm worried.
I don't think I have
I'm
a critical
scared.
fumble. I don't think I have my critical fumble table pulled up. Like a doofus.
Oops. Can't use it right now.
It's so
then.
stinky. Can't use it.
Oh,
Well,
no.
What a shame. That's
the teacher isn't here. We can all go
terrible.
home for the day.
Legally, after 15 minutes, we can go home.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I don't have it pulled up and I cannot find it right now. We're gonna skip. We're gonna say that you drop your weapon.
Okay, it's fine. I'm cool with that.
All right.
I'll pick up my weapon.
Butterfingers.
It is. That's all you can do, right? The bandit captain will now do something that is peculiar. He is going to teleport. He is teleporting over here, and he will call to the rest of the bandits to retreat. And he runs off into the woods, so you can no longer see him. And the other bandits will begin to scatter. This one will run off into the woods. This one will run off into the woods, and Oleyna, you will get an op attack on Bandit A, and Neck, you'll get an op attack on Bandit E as they try to disengage.
Can I decline to do an opportunity attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't really want to kill anybody.
Okay. So he is going to run off. And would you like to swing on Bandit E, Neck?
Yeah.
You fuck.
A
Nat
true
20.
paladin.
Oh my god. Okay, go ahead.
15 damage.
So you just slaughtered this guy. I imagine you bring your weapon down right into his back as he turns to run,
Oh, yeah.
and cut him down, and he just slumps to the ground with one last death rattle as life
crumple
leaves
that
his
spine.
body. Yeah. And you all are out of combat now.
Well, that was highly unnecessary, and she looks to the dead body at Neck's feet, and gruesome.
You can hear the children crying as their mothers try to shush them. Arcalia's father is trying to shush her. Dog is barking. The horses are still whinnying. And the caravan sort of looks at each other. The rest of the members of the caravan are all sort of in shock at what had just happened.
Can you check your DM real quick?
You didn't DM me where I told you to.
I know, I forgot. Okay.
Well, that was eventful.
I think instinctively Oleyna is going to go check you, Moss. She'll make sure that you're no worse for wear.
Moss will also. Are you okay?
They couldn't hit me if they tried.
Unfortunately, they got me in the shoulder.
You'll be fine. Shake it off.
I'll put some dirt on it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, rub some dirt
on it.
As long as you can still carry my things. God.
Oh, of course.
I'm gonna go check up on Som and Jet and the Hearstones.
Som had warded off the bandits. He is a very hulking figure, even more imposing than you. So the bandits didn't even really try to go up to him. Jet is looking rather apathetic. He is kind of brushing himself off. He had fallen, when they first hit the deck, when arrows started first flying. So he's kind of brushing himself off, trying to soothe the horse as well. But they seem to be overall unharmed.
What about the Hearstones?
Baby Hairstone is crying. He's sort of cuddled into his mother. Kada she had been brandishing some sort of hammer if a bandit had tried to get close to them. She looks pissed off more than anything.
Okay, I'm gonna drag the body out into the forest.
Okay.
I'll post him up on a tree, hanging.
Okay.
Gross. That's gross.
Gotta ward him off.
Well, we know now that they can't attack during the day, so they will attempt while we're asleep.
I suppose watches are in order.
Moxie, the red tiefling, will nod. She will volunteer as well to take watch for the rest of the night. As the others, sort of the kind of lightheartedness that had gathered around your camp previously sort of has vanished and left you all with some sort of like paranoia building up inside of you.
No need to fret. And Moss will pull his lute out and begin playing a jaunty tune again. Kind of move himself back to the barrel and start tapping his foot. Look to the other bard who was kind of dueling with him earlier and kind of wink at him to try to goad him into begin playing again, to try to bring a little happiness back.
Aasimar, who had appeared fairly shaken, he catches your eye and he sort of nods, understanding, and he starts to fiddle again, matching the upbeat tune that you're playing.
I think Oleyna would go up to Neck. And I would imagine that they have probably introduced themselves to each other at some point during this travel.
You all are familiar with one another. Whether or not you've actually had in-depth conversation is up to you, but you all at least know each other's names.
I have to wonder, Neck. Something is a bit peculiar about this.
What?
Well, these weren't your normal bandits, it seemed. They were so desperate. They spoke of their people needing help, and... I mean, I'm one with a conscience, certainly. Are you?
With all due respect, it does not appear that you've seen war. When attacked, I will finish it.
And with all due respect, it does not seem that you have much bargaining skill, but that's all right. You have your weaponry that is most helpful, and I'm grateful for in this instance. You've done work, certainly work.
Yeah. I didn't put on that good of a show, though. I apologize.
No, don't worry. I'll leave the show boating to me if I were you. But aren't you a little bit curious as to why these little ruffians have decided to rob us in such a desperate manner?
No.
I see.
I have things I need to protect. That is my utmost goal currently.
Well, it appears as so did they.
Well, look how it turned out for some of them.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was a cheap shot.
Yeah, it was a bit cheap, wasn't it?
Oh man, the way his spine crumpled.
Eilif, darling, don't you agree? Don't you think that this is just odd?
She does have a handful of food. But I just saw that they came for us and killed the captain. They all run away, except he killed the other one.
Curious.
I suppose if they're in danger or hurt in any way, or maybe by the looks of it, probably looking for food, we should try to help them, but at the same time, they didn't come asking for help. They came asking for trouble. So,
This is true. I'm not necessarily one to just give away things for free. Everything has a cost, of course, but I just can't help but wonder.
At this point, you hear horse hooves.
Whose horse is that?
Whose horse is that? Trotting along the cobblestone path, heading south down the path while you were heading north. And you see two looks like guardsmen on horseback with a torch in each hand. Hi, you lot. And they look around, surveying the arrows sticking out of the Ardo and everything. I believe a couple of you are probably bleeding as well. You all right?
Yep.
Do they look like guards or anything?
They look like guards. They are wearing the colors of House Kotira.
Okay.
Which everyone would know. House Kotira is the house that runs the town of Komdov, which is just north of you. So they are on patrol.
Well, physically we're fine, but quite rattled. We were just accosted.
The guards look at each other, and then they look back at you. Bandits?
Bandits is a sort of a loose term, isn't it? More so desperate thieves? They did not look like career men.
We've had a couple of instances here around these roads with these desperate thieves, as you say, accosting people. They've been quite a handful for us. We haven't not managed to locate their camp.
Do you know why? They seem to speak of their people being in trouble.
They look a little... Give me an insight check.
Okay. That's a 19 plus 6.
They know they have an idea as to why, but they seem very hesitant to speak about it. Whether that is due to their own sort of hesitance, or whether they were ordered to not speak about it. They are guards, after all. They do adhere to the command of the Lord of House Kotira.
I think Oleyna would approach them slowly. Gentlemen, have you not been telling me the whole truth here?
They're gonna kind of stammer over themselves. No, ma'am. I swear it's they're just bandits.
I see.
The other one, who is sort of not really spoken, would you like for us to escort you to Komdov? And it's Moxie sort of leaps at that opportunity. While the bandits hadn't gotten away with a lot of the goods, they had taken one or two sacks of items. You're not really sure what, but they had taken one or two sacks of items with them as they left. And also, there is that fear that has sort of spread through the camp now. And Moxie will look at the rest of you. I think we should take them up on their offer. I don't think these roads are safe right now for us to be traveling, especially going all the way to Dunbrig.
Oleyna believes she can get more information out of these men.
Okay.
But I think she's going to try and play into some whimsy.
Give me a history check.
Okay. Whew, baby. It's a dirty 20.
You know that there is a war going on, and that there has been a lot of displacement in the north. You are from the south of the country. Your Solaris has not been quite as adversely affected by the war as places like Mornstead or Ely or Dunbrig have been. But Mornstead in particular has been suffering greatly. You've heard that a lot of people have been displaced from their homes and have been forced southward. So
Okay.
you would be able to put two and two together. It's likely that these people were refugees. They have nowhere to go. That's why they're so desperate.
Okay. Knowing that information, Oleyna will probably keep it to herself for the time being in front of these guards. I don't think she wants to show her hand. Yes. I think that is a great idea. Why don't you escort us? Would you need a place to water your horses?
The guards will sort of shake their heads. Not necessary. We'll wait for y'all to get ready, and then we'll escort you to Comdove. It's only a couple hours ride from here.
Well, very good. She'll look to Moss and give sort of a nod, looking for his approval.
Moss will kind of continue playing to try to keep as much cheer up as possible, but kind of stand up and start looking around to see what he can do to help break camp.
Everyone, the rest of the caravan will begin to break down their tents and everything, start to pack up their wagons and their horses. Within half an hour, camp has been broken down, and you all are back on the road again.
I think it'd be worth noting for anyone who hasn't really seen this, or even just for the flavor, when Oleyna goes to break her camp, she has a coin that she uses, and the tent seems to simply just not exist anymore. She flips the coin, and
I imagine
it's gone.
it warps like.
Yeah, exactly. Right into the coin.
You must get to warn me before doing that.
You're fine. You won't go in the coin.
No, but it dropped my food on the floor.
You're fine. You're
It's
fine.
just a plate on the floor, just splattered everywhere in the grass.
I'm still going to eat that.
It's fine.
All right.
Okay. And you all begin to ride northward towards Comdove. The guards will tell you as you venture that Lord Aelin would probably like to speak with you about the encounter with these so-called bandits. So once you get to Comdove, they will want to lead you towards Farador Castle, which is the homestead of the Quatira family, if that is all right with you.
Describe this man to me, this lord.
What do you mean? He's Lord Aelon? He's what would you like to know?
Tall, dark, handsome. Coin in his pocket. Single. Looking for a
he's
mistress.
Widowed. He's rather. They kind of like look at each other, like they're like, "What are we being asked here?" They don't understand the
context
reason
of
behind
that.
it. He's blonde. He's kind of middle-aged. He's a wood elf.
Okay.
Been alive for a while. I guess he's ruled House Quatira for quite some time.
I
Is
see.
5 11, maybe?
Okay. I can work with this.
He's
This is good.
He is a lord, so he's quite wealthy.
Yeah. I bet he is. For now. I mean, what?
They kind of like they're suddenly questioning whether it's a good idea to take you to see the Lord at this point. They're like, perhaps we've made a mistake.
No. I'm just curious. I like to know who I'm about to speak with. That's all. Don't worry about that. Anyway, weird. Have you gentlemen been up to the war yet? Up north?
They shake their head. You'll notice that they're probably a bit older than you would think a guard would be. Probably around like their late 40s. They're you would kind of expect like young strapping men to be guarding and doing patrols and stuff. But they shake their head. No, we weren't called to war. We're guards for Lord Kotira.
I see.
Many others have been, though.
Yes, it's a shame, isn't it? It's like all these people have had to leave their homes. Strange, now isn't that? It's a sad thing.
It's quite sad to be left without a home, especially for a war where. And then the other guy kind of fucking elbows him as to get him to like shut up. Clearly, the one guard who you learn named is Avon. He's a little bit more outspoken than the other, who seems a little bit quieter, more stoic. But Avon seems to have some opinions, but he shouldn't be speaking them aloud, nevertheless, to strangers.
Oleyna's going to sort of fall back, and she'll take out her kerchief, which has gone the color, like a dusty, rosy color, and she's going to look at Moss and sort of flip it in a certain way, which is signaling to him information.
I hate being muted. I'm sorry. I missed the color.
It's not listed, but it's just she's just signaling to you that she's found information, a little bit of information.
Weird.
And then she'll sort of hand back with the rest of the caravan as they carry on.
Okay. Does anyone else like to do anything as you're traveling? Or are we okay?
Can I ask the guards? So how necessary is it for me to go to talk to your lord?
They're like, well, you're not being held prisoner or anything, but you, the other members of the caravan did say that you were the ones that fought them off, so I believe he'd like to speak to you about it.
Like on a scale from 1 to 10, how angry would he be?
Probably like a 4?
Right. I could probably live with a 4. I think. I mean, I might do it. I just making sure.
You're not prisoner or anything. We're not taking you prisoner. We're just escorting you up safely, and then you could talk to Lord Aelon, and then you could do as you wish. But we imagine that he'd like to speak to you. They're very much stressing that you are. Am I being detained? You are not being detained.
Just all right. Well, you got any bread?
They take out some pocket bread.
Take it.
It's a little.
Got any seed?
Are you a fucking bird? What do you need seed for?
No, you use the seed to catch a bird, and then the bird you put in the bread.
Like a whole bird?
Well, no, like you pluck it and stuff and cook it.
Right. Do you know?
It seems like you don't have seed, so just say that, and then
We don't
be
have
done.
seed.
All right, thanks.
They look at each other like.
I'll give him
should
like a silver for his bread.
They look at each other like, should we start carrying seed around, or what do we?
All right.
Is this what they're doing
Saying,
now?
You should carry seed. If you're ever in a bind, get your bird.
Like a pigeon?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
She just like walks back to all the way back to the like to the end of the caravan. She does not want to be near the guards. She just wanted to see.
I don't think they want to be near you either.
Good. Stay away from me.
Oh fuck, my pen dropped. No. It's gone
And then,
forever now.
Rip.
I'm gonna pick it up with my toes. Hold on. Never mind. I
Do it. Do it, coward.
Nice.
Good job.
Anyway. So as you approach Farador Castle, the sun is just rising above the horizon, casting its rays off of the pale yellow stone of the structure, a stark contrast against the blue of Loch Eora that it is nestled up against. It is a formidable castle, though with the soft breeze of the morning and the sound of waves lapping against the shore, you couldn't imagine it has seen any battle in many years. As you are escorted over the bridge leading into the main hall, you see various people, servants and guards, bustling around, disappearing down corridors off to either sides of the hall. The guards that have been escorting you kind of look at you, sort of. Are you ready to go speak to Lord Aelon?
Oh, I am.
Lead
Let's
the
get
way.
this over with.
They continue to escort you, leading you deeper into the castle, past a set of grand doors, and you can see at the end of a long room sits a man at a table. When he spots you coming in, he pushes the plate in front of him away, clearly finishing up his breakfast for the morning. He is, as the guards had described, he looks sort of middle-aged. There's a large scar down the side of his face, blonde hair, sort of cut in almost like a slick-backed mullet. You imagine he had been very, very handsome in his youth, though maybe the responsibility and duties of lordship have aged him some. And he looks to the guards. Clearly, he knows who you are. He has been let known in advance what had occurred last night. And he looks at you. You must be the daring group that took on the bandits that had been haunting my lands. There is a manner of humor in his tone, but there is also tiredness in his gray eyes as he looks at you.
Oleyna looks at this man and like kind of readjusts her corset. All right, I got this. That we are, and brave indeed, my lord.
He looks you up and down, appreciatively.
Damn right it is.
If everyone could give me a history check at this point.
It's not great. It's a 9.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
It's a 12. Turns out schooling didn't help much.
All right. Boss.
We're all fucking stupid.
Okay. Surprisingly, Neck is the most intelligent out of all of you.
Well, that's it. I'm done with this campaign. It was great playing D&D with you guys.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Okay. Neck. You are the only one who would know that, and actually, your background would sort of help you with this. You've seen war. You've been in the war. You know what the war has done to your country. Home Homedove has been impacted greatly by the war. Refugees have been flocking there, and a good portion of Lord Aelon's standing army has been sent up north for the war. That's why when you look around, you can see all of these guards are so much older than they should be. These are guards that had been pulled out of retirement to return to their duty, as all of the younger guards were pulled to be sent up north to go to war. And you know that all of the refugees that have been flocking here have severely impacted Comdove's economy. And while they have been able to help a good amount of refugees, they have not been able to help them all, and they have been having to turn people away. Lord Aelon will kind of look at you all, kind of sizing you all up. Eyes definitely lingering on Oleyna. I have a job for you if you care for it.
What sort of job?
If you can investigate these bandits, bring a stop to their activities in my area, preferably. They have been severely impacting travel to and from Comdove. We have several other merchant caravans. I know you came in with one, but several others who have been hesitant to leave the area in fear of being attacked. It's making the roads around here unsafe, and I can't have that in my land. And as you can see, and he sort of looks at all of like the guards that are around, we don't have much to spare when it comes to manpower at this point.
Say we take this on, this task of yours. What sort of reimbursement would we be looking at?
He kind of does some numbers in his head. Give you 100 gold pieces each. And you would know 100 gold pieces is it's a significant amount of money. It's probably not as much as he wants to be able to offer you, but it's probably all that he can offer you at this point.
Not bad. She's gonna look back at the rest of the group. Thoughts? Opinions?
I have
What
to
have,
get up. Go ahead.
what all have they done? I know they've been thieving and killing.
Killing, not so much. It seems they mostly threaten and intimidate before they take what they want and then they leave, but it is making people feel unsafe, and we can't have that here.
Have they taken anyone hostage?
Not that it has been reported. Has someone... They take someone hostage from your group?
No. Mere curiosity.
It would be a great boon for you to do this for me. I would owe you, not just the money, the gold, but owe you for future as well. I wish that I could take care of this problem myself, but I simply cannot. I do not have the resources to do so at this point.
Well, my man if she's in, and he'll point to Oleyna.
Eilif?
I have to get up north. Sure, as long as it doesn't take longer than looks around for a calendar. A couple of days? You want us to just figure out what's happening, or
If you can
figure
get
out
them...
what's happening?
I prefer you don't kill anyone, but if you have to, then I sanction it. But I prefer if everything ended peacefully and we just got them to skedaddle on somewhere else.
All right. Can I get that in writing?
He will sort of gesture to one of, you imagine it's probably his right hand. And the woman will sort of nod and go and disappear into one of the back rooms, which you would assume is maybe his office, and come out with a piece of paper.
Right.
With his crest on it.
Right. Last time I worked for somebody, I learned my lesson. Get it in writing, because then they can't cheat you out of money.
Mm-hmm. That's very smart. He will sort of roll out a map on the table. It's a bit of a small map. It's not like a huge map, but he will point to a forest to the south of Loch Eora. This is the Violet Wood. This is where we think that they're operating out of, but we're not quite sure. But this is our best lead. This is sort of the epicenter of where all of the attacks are coming from.
Oleyna will sort of lean over the map directly next to him.
He like
yeah. Interesting. And she'll look up to Neck. And you're with us, yes?
As long as we get this done very quickly.
Certainly.
shouldn't be more than a couple hours walk to the forest. The problem is going to be finding them.
Oh, I think that we can make that happen. I'm very good at finding things that I want.
I'm sure you are.
Well, anything else that we should know before taking off?
He will shake his head, roll up the map, and hand it over to you, Oleyna. So now you have a map of basically the region. And he will also offer you horses to sort of help you with your travels. All I can offer right now. I do appreciate this.
Okay, well, let's see if we can get this done for you. And then perhaps there'll be other jobs in the future, my lord.
Perhaps so.
Lady, gentlemen, I believe we're off.
The guards will lead you out of Fairytale Castle, and you'll see Moxie sort of waiting outside the castle across the bridge. She will let you know that the caravan has agreed that they will not be continuing with the journey until the bandits have been taken care of. It's put quite a fright into the rest of the group. So this is a little bit more incentive as well, because you had all been intent on traveling with the caravan up to the capital. So she kind of looks at you like, have you been giving orders?
We have a job to do. Take care of the bandits and then continue forward.
It's quite brave of you.
I'm quite brave.
I imagine there's money in it.
What
She
do you
winks at
think?
you.
Of course there is.
Well, good luck. Don't die. That would be very bad for everyone involved.
I'm too beautiful to die.
And does anyone want to do anything else before we sort of cut to break, and then we'll pick back up you guys venturing into the Violet Wood?
I think we're good.
Everyone, sorry, we're just gonna all appreciate the little baby Zelda?
I what I was doing.
She is living her best life.
Just a little bunny.
She's just a little baby.
She's just teeny tiny.
Teeny
oh my
tiny.
goodness. She just loves you.
All right. Is that it for everyone? Are we good?
Mhm.
All right. We're going to cut to break. I have to run an ad because Twitch has been yelling at me. And we will pick up in just about 5 minutes. 5-10 minutes. We'll be back. All right. See you later. Bye. Hello. We're back. Hi, it's us. We're here. I need to change this fucking music, man. It's fucking. It's not the vibe. It's not the vibe.
Throwing the vibe off.
The vibes are musky.
That's just me. I haven't
Oh,
showered
well.
yet today.
Well. Okay. So, we are going to start with you all traveling by horseback into the Violet Woods. You're not quite sure why the woods are named thus, because so far what you've seen is a lot of the trees are this white color, not violet at all, and the woods are. There's a weird sensation in the air as you enter them. You're not sure if it's magical or natural, but it feels off the moment you step foot into them. And I will have you guys roll some. We're gonna roll a either survival or investigation check.
A 5.
Amazing.
Moss got an 8.
Amazing.
17.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
I'm good at reading people.
With Eilif 17, she's sort of able to discern tracks within the woods as you enter them. They seem to be going sort of all over, but she's able to find a set of tracks that is fresher than the others, and there seems to be a couple of different footprints, and they are leading deeper into the Violet Woods. And you follow them further and further, and you come across what seems to be a remnants of what where a camp used to be. You don't think that this was like a large camp, and maybe they had just settled down for the night, but the smolders of the campfire are still burning. If you could make me another survival or investigation check.
Yeah.
All of us are just.
You can
Eilif?
get all of you, yeah.
Okay, good, because mine was a 4, so
Okay, well,
even better.
We have 15?
I
okay.
got a 13 that time.
Neck?
14.
Okay. With the help of Neck and Moss, Eilif, you're able to see that the footsteps continue westward, deeper into the forest. And as you all continue on, it's probably been maybe 6 hours since you've left Komdov. You start to hear voices as you settle up into the forest. Men, and then you hear the laughter of children and the murmuring of women as well. You can tell there's quite a few people, maybe 20 or so people. And through the tree line, you can see tents interplaced throughout this opening, this clearing in the woods. What do you do?
So, anyone really good at, I don't know, hiding? So you can get a closer look at what they're up to?
I might be able to.
I can probably assist with that.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to stealth. Here I go. Where's stealth? Oh, that's a 19.
Okay. Oleyna, you creep ever closer to the camp. You're nearing the tree line. And it doesn't look like they're up to anything nefarious. They seem to, it's probably around afternoon now. It seems that they're making lunch. The children are sort of giggling and playing. There's a couple that are running around playing tag. The men seem to be, there's two men in particular. You recognize them. The two men that you had spoken to at the camp. They're hauling up 2 sacks of, it looks like maybe potatoes. Those are clearly the two bags of items that they had managed to make off with from the caravan. But they're all sort of just milling about. This seems to be a camp that had been set up for quite some time now. Everyone seems quite settled in here, but they look like refugees. They do not look like these, bandits or criminals. Yeah.
Oleyna's gonna sort of just curse under her breath. Just, damn it. Why couldn't you all have just been evil? And she's gonna make her way back to the rest of the group. It's just families. That's all it is. Refugees from the war, it seems.
All of them from up north?
I would assume so.
Well, we clearly can't go in and just kill them all, but they need to stop stealing.
We are sort of at an ethical crossroads here. They need food. They need shelter, but if there is no more room, what to do?
Everyone, please roll a perception check.
I hate digital dice.
I wish I could find 7 plus 5 is 12.
13.
I
Yeah.
rolled a 13.
As an 11.
I have a 6.
So
Mine?
no one?
You know what? Can I use an inspo?
Absolutely.
I was gonna say my passive is 15. Does that make a difference to you?
It's not high enough.
Okay.
It's gonna be 16.
Okay, it's still not high enough. So you will hear a voice coming from behind you. As you are staring at the camp, a voice comes from behind you. Can I help you? And
Oleyna's gonna turn to look.
hello.
Standing before you is a rather tall man, seems more spindly. Eyes are a clear blue. His hair is dark and cropped. The top of it's sort of slicked back. It's a little bit longer. He seems to be dressed in the same manner as the other people at that camp. But roll a insight or arcana check.
23 for Moss.
Okay.
It was a
8.
natural 20. I don't know if that really matters in this case. But...
What'd you get next?
8.
I got an 11.
Okay.
I'm changing my dice up.
Eilif?
I got a 12.
All right. Boss, you're the only one that really notices. He seems to be some sort of magic user. Perhaps that's how he snuck up behind you so undetected. Perhaps he teleported, perhaps he cast some sort of spell on himself, but there is this wave of magical aura sort of wafting off of him. And you know that there's a specific flavor of magic. Everyone sort of has a specific flavor of magic. Your own magic is quite woodsy, being a wood elf. Like bark on a tree. And this person's magic coming off of this person, it tastes sour. It tastes tainted.
Is it a similar feeling to like what I got when the other guy teleported previously?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see you're gifted.
He'll sort of tilt his head to you. As are you, it seems. And then he'll gesture to the camp. Would you like to join us instead of scuffling about like rats?
A tempting offer. And Moss will kind of turn and look at Oleyna and then to Neck. Yeah. Well, shall we join them?
Does this guy remind me of the captain from earlier?
Yes. He seems to be of the same. So the captain's face was covered, but he seems to be the same, kind of the same build. He's not wearing the same clothes as the captain, but you know it's been many hours.
Oleyna's going to sort of smile and say, I would be most honored to join you in your company.
He'll smirk at you, but it's not like a smirk of... You've gotten smirk from men before. You know, they're usually sly and like they've got like a secret. This smirk is more of disdain. And he'll lead everyone towards the camp. Eilif, you recognize a few people within this camp. There's a baker from the town with her children. There's a couple of people that had frequented the tavern. Not anyone that you would have had a particularly close relationship with, but definitely people that you would have seen out and about many times.
Okay, can I like just pull my hood up?
You may, yes.
Just gonna pull my hood up and just kind of keep my head down. And I will skirt around those people.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
As we're walking, Moss will get very close behind Oleyna and just kind of whisper in her ear. I believe this is the captain from earlier. We're walking into a trap.
Keep your wits about you, Moss. This will be fine. I'm not worried.
That's what bothers me. And he'll continue to walk.
As you all emerge from the tree line into the camp, the other members of the camp will turn and greet this man with you quite reverently. Adon, welcome back. A child will run up and offer him a plate of food. And they all greet you as well. Including the two men that Oleyna had spoken to, who seem a little bit on guard now with your appearance, but they don't say anything otherwise. Racco like to do anything?
Moss, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Moss would like to quickly but thoroughly scan every face he can see to see if he sees anyone familiar.
You would recognize a couple of the bandits, the ones who at least had their faces showing, including the one that you had basically made submit and run away. You'll see the two that had spoken to Oleyna. But other than that, you would not recognize these people.
Moss wants to walk to the one that he made run away.
This man, he still looks a little bit beaten up. He clearly hasn't really had time to rest and treat his wounds. But he regards you. He's like, hello?
Hello. Funny seeing you again.
Yeah, we usually don't usually meet the people that we rob, again, so this is kind of awkward for me.
Moss will place his hand upon the man's shoulder and cast Healing Word.
He will, describe what healing, what does it look like?
When Moss casts Healing Word, if he's touching someone, it will normally kind of be green wispy vines.
Mm-mm.
That kind of come out and come from the top and bottom of his hand towards the wound and almost look like they're twirling around and stitching the wound shut.
Okay, so you had stabbed him in like the shoulder area.
Mhm.
It kind of the vines wrap around, and when they unravel, the wound it's almost like it was never there. And he kind of grasps his shoulder, kind of still looking at you a little warily, but maybe perhaps with a little bit more trust. Thank you.
We don't want trouble. We just... What's the situation here?
We're from... Well, a lot of us are from Mornstead, up north, with the army's occupancy of our land. A lot of us have been displaced. It's, we tried Eli, but they turned us away, and then Walden as well, and we made our way down to Humdove, but Lord Aelon also turned us away, and we have nowhere to go. We thought that maybe perhaps we might make a settling of our own, but it's hard to do that when you have nothing but the clothes on your back.
Well, we do have some food now. Possible to plant that.
He nods. He said, Adon has a plan for us. He said that once we get enough supplies, that we'll be able to start our own settlement here in the Violet Woods, and he'll help take care of us.
And you trust this man?
Of course. He's the leader that we've wanted. He's the leader that we need.
And he's the one...
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. That's a 6. I would like to use an inspiration.
Yep.
That's a 19.
This reverence, and this is some you notice this as well when everyone had greeted Adon. This reverence is odd. It's more than that of a leader. It's almost like it's forced, like the thought has been implanted into their heads. They're under some kind of charm spell.
I understand. He means you no harm, and I know earlier he was fighting for all of you.
He was. He's very brave. He would lay down his life for us, and we would lay down our lives for him.
Well, let's hope that's not what we're here for. Our conversation has been most enlightening. Take care of yourself. We'll speak again soon.
He sort of looks a little confused, but he nods and thank you for the healing.
Anytime. You did the right thing running away.
He sort of looks down, but he nods.
There's no shame in keeping yourself alive. There are those who depend on you.
He'll sort of look back to, the group of the refugees, the people, especially he lands sights on a particular woman in the group who's sort of, plating up the food that has been cooking in the pot over the campfire. But he nods. A little bit more determination in his face now.
Is that your wife? Your
Oh,
betrothed?
no. No, nothing like that. She's a friend.
Moss will smile, very coy. Like he knows exactly what's going on, but he's not going to push him any further. Keep yourself alive for her. And he'll tap him on the shoulder and then walk back towards Oleyna.
Anything
Well,
interesting?
I did get confirmed that this Adan is their leader. He was the one there earlier. They are under some sort of spell. They're being charmed. They're not following him because they like him. I don't have the ability to break a spell, do you?
No, and speak not of this, Moss.
I am only telling you.
I hate to admit what you're right, but I think this might be a trap. She is going to sort of slink up to Eilif. Eilif, darling. Do you think that perhaps you and Neck could bust your way out amongst these people? Say things go sideways? You're quite strong.
Physically,
Yes.
probably.
Okay.
Morally,
Morals are sort of ambiguous, aren't they? They're a funny little thing, often getting in the way of work. However,
you want us to come here because of your morals?
I came here because I want coin, darling.
Aren't you
I have not.
bang the Lord?
Well, I could. But I'd like something a little more everlasting, of course. Clearly something is a bit strange afoot.
You want me to talk to people?
No.
Recognize a couple faces.
Do you? Curious.
This one's for all my baby
Then
girls. I
perhaps,
see your comments, ladies, and they make me smile.
Talk indeed. Find out what you can. See how they came under this Adon's care.
Got it. Alright. I have a question to ask Nick. And I don't want to. I'll go to Nick and just kind of, I've seen him. He seems kind of like a bloodthirsty maniac. It's just like, oh god. Right. Sir.
Okay.
God. Can I do you have any seeds?
Just plunges his longsword through his own head. No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Great. Awesome. Do you know where we can find
I
seeds?
see your comments.
They
ladies,
probably
and
stole
they
some
make
from
me
us,
smile.
so. Yeah.
It seems like it's mostly potatoes, so
But you
know.
never know. Did you check all the stuff that they've stolen?
no, it was 2 bags.
Yeah, just from us. Who knows? Maybe they did steal some seed though from somebody.
I don't know why I talked to you. Right. I'm gonna go have a couple conversations. Let's not do this again.
Sounds good.
Right.
Okay, Eilif, what do you do?
I'm gonna go find one of the people that will most likely be nice to me.
Do you want to talk to one of the people that you might know, or do you want to talk to someone else?
I wanna talk to one of the people I might know because it seems like the smartest idea to not get stabbed.
So one person that you would know who had had quite a bit of a pleasant reputation within your town, a little halfling woman, the baker, Clover.
Okay.
She is sort of busy right now, helping with the food. She's been, you would have seen her kind of carrying back and forth the plates of food to fellow members of the camp. And she'll come up to you and offer you a plate as well.
I'll take it and I'll like push my hood down as I like start to eat.
Hold on. She kind of looks at you. Then she looks at your eyes, and your eyes are something that is instantly recognizable about you.
I need contacts.
I'm sorry. Have we? Eilif?
Yes, it's been a while. Hi.
How are you? We've not, well, as you can tell, we've sort of been all over the place, but we've not heard from you since. And she sort of bites her tongue.
Yes. It's been a long time. I am doing fine. So what happened? What landed you here? I heard about the sickness, but I didn't think it was
not
it's
just
bad.
Not just the sickness. It was the armies coming in, the Queen's armies coming in, and we were forced to give up most of us were forced to give up our homes for military occupation, and that left us with nowhere to go. We've gone a couple of other places, but no one would take us in, not with the amount of refugees coming around, and then obviously the illness that had been sweeping through the town. Not many people wanted to risk subjecting their population to us.
Well, I have to ask, how did you find such a leader like Adon that would help you?
At the mention of Adon, her eyes light up, like you're speaking about someone she worships. Oh, Adon, he came when we needed it most. We had just gotten turned away from Eli, and he found our group and offered us a place to stay as long as we could, find the supplies he needed, and he was so wonderful. He has a plan for us. He's gonna help us build a village of our own, a place that we all could call home.
Well, we have a home, but have you thought that maybe you should travel further down south?
Oh no, Adon said that here is where it is good. Here's where we need to be. So if this is something that's been recited. This is not something that you would know that this is something that's not coming from her.
Okay. So here is the best place.
Yes.
To build a town, to thrive.
Mm-hmm. That is what Adon says, so then it is so.
Do you have any written works by Adon that I can look at? Perhaps I can join as well.
No. I have nothing written, no.
Does he speak at all to the town?
Hmm? Yes, he speaks to us almost every night. And he's so pleasant, and he'll come in and he'll talk to us, and it was very hard when we first had to leave Mournstead, but having someone here to comfort us and to let us know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel has been so wonderful.
Well, I'm glad you found a home. Do you know where the keepers for the Miner's Rest went?
She Did you hear about your father, Eilif?
Yep.
Your mother left when the plague hit. I've not heard from her. I've not seen her. I'd assumed she went westward, but can't be sure.
Alright. Right. Well, what time does Adon speak to you so that I can prepare my compatriots to hear?
Oh, he normally will speak at dinner, so in a few hours. But you're welcome to go. He's very, very personable. You can go right up to him and ask him any question you might have. We would have no problem answering those.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. Enjoy your lunch, and I will head back to my compatriots.
Before you turn away from her, she will sort of rest her hand on your arm. Eilif, it truly was so good seeing you. I hope you're well.
Eilif is gonna stiffen and then just, thank you. It's nice seeing you as well. And then she'll like pull her hood up again and then just walk back toward Oleyna.
Okay.
Bad news. They're under the spell, or under some sort of cultish mind thing.
Well, that is less than good now, isn't it? We have two options here. We can return back to the good Lord Aelin and see if he would help us with the situation, or we kill Adon.
Yes. I'll be honest, it seems like killing Adon might be our best bet. They're not moving from here. It seems that Adon has some sort of
Plan.
reason for them to be here. Yeah.
I see.
They seem to recite words like almost as if they're prophecy. It's kind of disturbing since I know most of how people talk up north. So kind of gross.
Yeah. I have a fear here, Eilif, that if we were to attack Adon, that his people here would protect him.
I have a theory.
By all means.
It seems that he, for lack of a better word, preaches every night around dinner time. And if we talk to people enough, we might figure out if this hold he has on them kind of wanes as the day goes on, hence why he has to preach every night.
Yes. Re-upping his spell.
And having them enthralled, and this reciting of these words makes me think that maybe that's what it is, a spell. So I don't know if it's a good theory, but it's my theory.
I think it is a good theory, considering that Moss found somebody to be enthralled by a charm of sorts.
Right.
Neck? Is Neck nearby?
Yeah.
You've been quiet. Well, you sort of are a quiet fellow, aren't you? Man of few words.
For now.
Thoughts? Opinions? You
I'd
want to
like-
get this done quickly.
Yeah. We kill him.
Something,
I
Probably
think
not.
they can figure it out themselves.
something tells me that this is... It can't be that simple.
If we kill him, how many of them do we have to kill in the process?
That's my fear, and again, moral ambiguity and all, but I don't really think that the four of us can take all of them.
I mean,
Well, go ahead.
they seemed very opposed to fighting. I mean, even under his control, they ran.
This is true.
I think they just want to start a life.
I agree.
I could stop him from speaking for a
So can
time.
I. For a
I
longer
can stop
time.
him from speaking without hurting any of them for a time.
And then,
Maybe it'll wear off on its own.
Well, I would say that they did say that he was agreeable to talking to people in private. So perhaps get him in a tent, cut his tongue out, or whatever else you guys deem worthy, and not stop him from talking.
Where are you guys having this conversation?
kind of
Probably,
off to the side, I would imagine.
yeah, like at the edge of the town. Like
I will say, Oleyna is sort of talking quietly and under her breath, and
I'll
sort
do
of-
a stealth. I don't mind.
a group up.
Yeah,
We're having a group hug.
Yeah, we're all hugging.
or kissing.
We're making
What?
out.
You guys are
Group
not
makeout
invited.
session?
I would like to know why he wants this place in particular. Seems interesting.
Seems evil.
Maybe. Where is... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Moss will kind of whisper into Oleyna's ear. You feel you can get him off on his own?
He doesn't seem to take kindly to those of my occupation, but I'm sure I can work my charms on him. Everyone falls prey to dear Oleyna.
Oleyna, give me an insight roll.
Okay. Woo! It's a better roll. Insight is +6, so 17.
He was not giving you a look because of your occupation.
Would I know what he is grossed out by? Is it my race? Is he racist?
Not quite that.
It was your titties.
It's the gender.
You're not
He's
sure,
sexist.
but you've experienced more than enough adverse reactions to your profession in your life. You know when someone is sticking a nose up at your work. This was something different. This was something that you'd never experienced before.
Well, let me see if I can get him alone. And perhaps get some more information. And she's going to sort of pop her head up and sort of look around for him.
Adon would be sort of standing, if you guys have Owlbear Rodeo open, make sure to place your tokens wherever, but
Yes.
Adon would be sort of standing near the fire. He seems to be sort of laughing jovially with some other members of the camp, perhaps telling some sort of funny story, some sort of funny proverb. And roll me another insight check.
Where'd my D20 just go? It's a 14 +6, so dirty 20.
That the jovialness, the happiness that is sort of being exuded through his laughter does not reach his eyes. His eyes are cold.
sort of a tough gentleman. Let me see what I can do. And Oleyna's gonna just sort of doot on over. And she's gonna stand directly next to him if there's an open spot and accidentally brush into him.
He will, sort of not betraying this sort of act that he has going on in front of everyone else. He will be like, "Oh, sorry. I don't believe we've actually formally introduced ourselves. My name is Adon, and you are?"
She's gonna hold a hand out to him to kiss.
He will. There's sort of like he doesn't want to, but he will. He will give a gentle kiss to your hand.
Oleyna Sparrow, darling.
Pleasure.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Is there something you needed from me?
I'm just curious. Perhaps there could be an amends made?
An amends to what?
I'm not stupid, Adon. I know it was you and your group. Right?
We haven't made any attempt to hide that. We are desperate people. We needed supplies.
Sure.
We've been turned away every step of the way to try to build a life for ourselves, and sometimes you need to take what is owed to you.
I'm sure, Dawn, that you are quite good at taking. Shut up, Mournian. She's gonna sort of speak in a purr. And perhaps the force used against you could have been a bit more displaced. Surely something can be done to make that up to you. Again, an amends.
Unless you're able to supply my people with what we need in order to create our own village, then I don't think that you'll be able to help us in any way.
Perhaps I can. I do have the ear of the Lord who turned you away.
And why would he help us after he turned us away? After our people showed up to his village, tired and hungry, starving.
Adon, I can be quite convincing.
He will look you over. The facade dropping just slightly. I'm sure you can be. He will... There's sort of a shift in him. He's tired of this conversation. He does not like pushback. He doesn't like someone trying to convince him of a plan that is not his. I don't think that you have anything you could offer to us.
That's a shame, truly, isn't it? See, even in greatest strife, I find that seeking out the Duchess of Quim can be quite relieving. But if you do not want to speak with me in private on what I could further give to you or help you with, then suit yourself.
Is that what you're after? A private audience?
Certainly. This benefits both of us, Adon.
I suppose I could grant you an audience if that is what you desire.
Most certainly. After you.
He will lead you towards the bigger tent, and kind of gesture you, and he'll let you walk in before him. He is a gentleman, of course.
Sure he is. Mm-hmm.
And
She'll
he'll
walk
go.
in.
The tent is rather sparse. There's a line of beds, bedrolls, and cots lining one of the tent walls, and other sort of crates and everything. You imagine that that have been stolen throughout their journey to the Violet Woods, as well as a table that has a map of a similar map to the one that Lord Elon gave you of the region.
Oleyna will sort of move about, and she's creating distance between them with the intention of making him want to follow. She's flirting, while also trying to get her eyes on everything she can.
Roll me an perception or investigation.
I'm gonna go perception. That is a 15.
There's not a lot of note in this tent. It really does seem like it's just been sort of like a ragtag sort of put together. But the map is something that you kind of catch your eye on as you're sort of walking around. I imagine you're kind of trailing your hand across the surfaces, kind of peering down. There is a circle on the map that is just north of the Violet Wood along Loch Eora. You're not sure what the significance is, but it's a circle. It's like it's been circled multiple times. And the rest of the map has been sort of circled, and then X's crossed out, and circles, and crossed out, and crossed out. All within like a radius of where the camp should be on the map as well. So it's like he's looking for something.
Okay. Oleyna does what she can to hide any intrigue in her eyes, and whatever does betray her, she's going to sort of focus on him, using that sort of more flirtatious way of her. Adon, tell me, have you had much turn away from all these different towns and cities? And she's sort of circling back towards him. And if he would allow her, she would sort of play with either the collar of his shirt or some errant string.
I imagine that as you were sort of circling in almost a flirtatious way, maybe circling around the table, he was circling in a similar way, but it was much more predatory. And then once he sort of settles on the opposite side of the table from you, and you circle back around and start to play with his hair, he'll sort of regard you almost with amusement. There's something in him that sort of is amused by your confidence, maybe? Your brashness? Brazenness? And he will flick your hand away after a moment.
I'm hurt.
I can't be the only one who's ever ignored your advances.
You know, I'm sure you have an idea of what I do. My bid. It's a thing that happens to young ladies in my profession who are just starting out. For my maidenhead was significant. I have never been turned away.
He'll lean up against the table. Well, there is a first for everything, then. As lovely as you are, your kind does not thrill me in that way.
Just for my own curiosities. Is it what sits between my legs or the color of my skin?
The length of your lifespan. Mortals. Roll a history check.
I just dropped the fuck out of my pen. Where's history? It's not great. It is a 13.
You're confused by this statement. Mortals? We're all mortal. What does he mean by that? The only immortal beings is a god.
I think Oleyna has been in the presence of dangerous men before in her career. And I think she would recognize when she needs to go. And she's going to sort of drop the charm a bit and sigh and say, well, Adon, can't blame a girl for trying, can you?
There's a change in him, a subtle shift. You came here for information. You came here for knowledge. Would you like something to part with?
She pauses and sort of watches him for a moment, and I think there is a realization and dread in her, and she's going to go ahead and slowly nod yes.
Everyone else, how long would you allow Oleyna to be alone in a tent with Adon before you might investigate?
Moss has been beside the door for quite some time.
Okay.
Trying to hear and listening for any sort of scuffle. However,
Make a perception check.
10.
I think that's enough. You're an elf. You're a wood elf. You have very good ears. You would have heard him ask Oleyna this.
Upon asking this, Moss would begin walking towards the door, waiting for any sort of sign he may need to enter.
Does Moss look like he's on a mission to the door, kind of?
At this point, yes.
Then I'd probably follow suit. Because I figured if the only person that I need to worry about is Moss and how Moss is reacting to like the length of time.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I will ask, is there only one way in and one way out of there?
Yes.
Okay. Then yes.
Oleyna, what do you respond with?
She says, she gives a nod. She says yes. She wants to know.
Adon's skin begins to shift from a warm tan to a sickly pale, nearly white shade. like a ripple emanating from his face. His eyes shift from a warm brown to a cold gray. His dark hair, which had been short and cropped, grows in length just past his shoulders and lightens to a wispy silver. His facial features twist and morph into a whole new person, becoming unrecognizable.
She's going to start backing away from him.
Please give me a history and arcana check.
It's going to be history because it's better. And oh my god, I keep looking for it. 15 total.
Changelings are thought to be of myth and legend. Bedtime stories of these fey creatures who had been left in the place of a human child while the human child is whisked away to the realm of the fey. It's stories that mothers tell their children as a warning against bad behavior. These creatures aren't real, though. But there is something standing in front of you that is not mortal. It is not human. It is not elf. It is not halfling or dwarf. It is something else entirely.
Oleyna is going to start backing towards the door of the tent very slowly.
He will slowly step towards you, and at this point, Mossneck and Eilif, if you would like to have entered the tent at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Moss will. Is he between Oleyna and the door, or is she just backing up basically at this point towards us?
She's backing up towards you. He is behind her, so she's in the middle of you two.
Moss would try to walk forward to put himself between Oleyna and whatever this is now.
Cute. He will look to Oleyna. And do you know what I am?
A fairy tale? A really badly written fairy tale?
There is a rage that builds in his face. Cold rage. Is that what you mortals believe to be true? Bedtime stories, when it was you that locked us away. Everyone roll for initiative.
Ah, fuck.
I didn't do shit.
I got a 6.
Moss
I'm
got a
changing my
16.
dice again.
8.
That's gonna be a 10.
Okay.
I used this die in this dark ass room, and it was not helpful.
Well, it surely be like that sometimes. Let's see. Where is he? Where are you? Okay, so that's not good for you guys.
Don't say that. Don't like it when you say that.
Anyway.
That's crazy.
So Adon will go first. And he will actually switch over to map view. If everyone can just put themselves where they would like to be. I will say Adon's probably here. Since you're all in the tent. I didn't expect this fight to happen in the tent, but...
Truly is interesting.
We're full of surprises here.
Eilif, where would you like to be?
Find myself?
It's because you blend in with your surroundings.
Oh, okay. It's just,
Your
I'm
natural
just gonna do
camouflage?
that color. I'll probably be like here.
Okay.
I need to hit people.
But I feel like Adon would have a personal vendetta against Eilif and Neck at this point. So he's going to move towards Eilif.
High five, dude.
High five. And he is going to slash at her. Ah! Oh, I need to move this. There we go. So that is going to be a... I can do math, I promise. That's going to be a 17 to hit. Eilif?
Sorry. Yes.
17 hits.
Sorry, I was looking at my sheet.
That's going to be a... Oh, it's only a d4. That's going to be 5 piercing damage on the first hit.
I'm sorry, how much?
5 piercing.
Okay. I don't like that.
And then on the second hit, it's going to be 6 piercing.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. It's fine.
And then that will be his turn. Moss, you are up.
Moss would really like to keep this as a singular engagement without the outside coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So he is unfortunately going to have to limit the usefulness himself and Oleyna will have, as he looks directly at Adon and casts Silence.
Okay.
20-foot spear around him. It's impossible to make noise inside of it. No noise escapes it. No spells can be cast inside with a verbal component, and any creature inside is immune to thunder damage.
Okay. Is that all you want to do? You want to do any bardic inspirations?
I think, doesn't Bardic Inspiration require me to speak?
Probably, yeah.
It actually doesn't say.
I mean,
Did you want to do the bardic inspo first and then cast silence?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put a Bardic Inspiration on Eilif.
Okay. And then Eilif, it is your turn.
Great, fantastic. I'm gonna hope that Neck knows what I'm doing, so I'm gonna go this way.
Oh, we can't talk to each other either.
Oh, okay. Well, I said I hope. He's a smart man.
Well,
He knows war.
he knows
He
war
knows
well.
how war.
He's been
Nat
to
20.
war. Nat 20? Fuck yeah.
Nat 20. Fuck him up. Do I just double the dice, correct?
Yeah, so what you're going to do is you are going to maximize your actual damage, and then you are going to roll for your crit.
Okay. So that means that I have 15? And
Okay.
then roll the other one. Get out of here. 23. And then
All
I'll
right.
pump another 5 into there.
All right.
So 28.
Okay.
And then can I second wind?
You sure can.
I'm gonna do that because I'm very sick. I do not feel well. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm just gonna throw up one of these. And then I'll pass my turn.
Okie dokie. That is going to be Neck next. Neck next.
Okay. I will step forward. With the Warhammer, I will swang at
Fine.
the back of his head.
Is that advantage? You're flanking.
Oh, that's right. 18 to hit.
That will hit.
11 damage. Actually, I'm gonna also smite.
Okay.
$19 damage.
Okay.
You guys just did 50 damage in 2 turns. If he's not dead, we run.
He's still up.
I'm sorry, one last thing. I'm going to try and compel him again.
Can you compel without speaking?
That's right. I'm ready.
Oleyna.
If I move here, is that me considering flanking him?
Yes, you will have advantage.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna try and whack him with my daggers. Oh God. 18.
19?
18.
18 hits.
Outstanding. Here's my D4 damage. You guys ready? Big damage, guys.
Big damage.
Big damage.
Fuck him up.
Max damage is 4.
Nice.
Yep. And I can't do anything else while I'm silenced, so.
Okay. I am going to he is going to use Unsettling Visage, which is not a spell, it's just a feature. There's no verbal component. So everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Easy. 22.
You're fine?
I'm very wise.
15.
Okay, you're fine as well?
14.
Okay.
16.
All right, so everyone succeeds. And he is going to then face step, which is what he had done previously in your previous fight. It was he face stepped. He is going to face step this way, and he's going to try to make his way out of the tent. But he is fucked up right now, so I'm going to half his movement because he is fucked up. And we're going to go back up to the top of the order with Moss.
I will drop silence, no longer concentrating on it. And instead, I will cast Phantasmal Force on him.
What does that do?
So you craft an illusion that takes root in the mind of a creature that you can see within range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed throw, you create a phantasmal object, creature, or other visible phenomenon of your choice that is no larger than 10 foot, blah, blah, blah. The phantasm includes sound, temperature, and other stimuli also evident to the creature.
Okay.
It doesn't do any damage, but it's basically trying to compel him not to run that way.
Okay.
And I want him to see a dragon land if he fails the intelligence 14.
You got a 17.
Well, he sees nothing, and I'm done.
Okay. Eilif?
Okay. He a bitch. So I'm gonna I'm gonna come right here if possible. And I'm gonna hit him again.
Also, everyone gets an additional advantage since Ad gifted that sub.
Oh, thank you, Ad. Is 23 gonna hit?
Yes, that hits.
Almost did bad math. Great. Wonderful.
Does 23 hit? Yeah.
What if I said no? What if I said no, though?
Then
I
we
would
should
be
not in this
scared.
fight.
I would leave. I would
would
stop
be
playing D&D.
7 to hit?
Okay.
7 damage, and then I'm gonna use Second Wind.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's called? No. Action Surge.
Action
and
Surge.
Hit again. I'm gonna use one of my, actually the one that they just gifted me, the Inspo?
Yeah.
14. So 19 to hit?
That will hit.
Great. Love that for me. That's an ugly dice. I don't want that one. 6. Yeah. So 6 damage.
Okay. Still up.
Oh, this slut.
Neck, you are next.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna move there.
Okay.
And like last time, except I'm gonna put away the warhammer. I'm taking out the longsword. And I'm gonna go for a big old stabby. Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
Oh wait, I'm flanking. 17.
That hits.
Huge. I'm glad I remembered. I'll smite. $12 damage.
Okay.
Still up.
Still up.
Fuck. Yeah, that's it. That's my turn.
Oleyna?
If I am throwing my daggers, but I'm throwing them behind him, is that still considered flanking?
He is engaged with someone else, so I will give
I
you
see.
the advantage on that.
Okay, great. All right, well, I'm throwing one of them. Well, they're both good rolls. Damn. Okay, so I'm making a wild assumption that 23 also hits.
Just barely.
Just barely. Got
Just
him.
barely.
Okay. And I can't throw both of them, can I?
No, just one.
Just one. Okay. That is 1 damage.
Okay. Still up.
And I'm going to move here.
Okay.
And that's my turn right now.
So he is going to bonus action and disengage. He is going to run out of the tent. He is going to start to yell for help. However, he does not look like a Don at this point. He still looks like a changeling. So as he rushes out, clutching the bleeding wounds on his side, the other people in the camp gasp and scream and jump back, huddling closer towards their tents, away from him, as he begs for their help. But all they see is this creature in front of them, one that they do not recognize. And he turns and looks at you all, and he will continue to move away. Kind of trying to get people to like listen to him. He is bleeding very, very badly at this point. However, the people of the camp do not know this person. Moss, it is your turn.
You're muted.
Moss will run out after him.
Mhm.
5, 10, 15, 20. What is mine? 25, 30.
Mhm.
Right there.
Yep.
I will yell. Moss will try to get the camp to assist him
Mhm.
by yelling, "Kill the monster," and pointing at him.
Okay. Can you roll me a persuasion check?
Of course I can. I love being persuasive. It's my favorite thing. That is a 15.
Okay. All right.
And would we consider that his action?
You can do something else. That's kind of like a free action. So.
All right. Moss wants to reach in his back pocket and pull out a small compass-looking device
Okay.
and kind of turn and aim it at him. Look at the sky for a moment and then click the button on top, and it starts.
Right.
You watch as this device starts whirling, and small sparks are shooting from it. And then what happens, DM?
You have to roll a d6.
Yep, I do.
Moss has a gun. What do you have? A gun!
Moss, roll
No!
the 6.
All right, so what is the 6 on the table?
I don't remember the table. I just see them. Is it the same as they're listed in D&D5e?
Yeah, it's how they're listed.
Oh, great. It's prestidigitation.
So as you click the button and the sparks begin to fly off of the compass, a spell shoots out at Adon, and he is no longer covered in blood. He actually looks quite cleaned up. Weird. Eilif, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Moss and it's just.
I tried something. Shut up. Do your job.
15, 20, 25. So I'll go right there.
Mhm.
Actually, I'll go right here so that my boy has a space to go into. Yeah, because I can just diagonal.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna hit him.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit this bitch.
Yep.
He's not flanked, so does a 16 hit?
It does, just hits.
Okay. Wonderful. Great. That's all I want. Great. Oh, wait. No, I can't. Whatever. That's fine. Don't need it. Fuck. 9 damage?
9 damage? Okay.
And
How
then
do you
I'm
want to
gonna
do this?
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just go from like torso and just like pull down and just go and just get covered in blood. I'll just shit.
So as you pull down with your sword, the nice prestidigitation that Moss had just done is completely reversed as this blood, it's not blood as you know it. It's blood's red. Any sort of blood that you've ever seen has been red. This blood is almost like a milky black. It's bizarre, it's unusual. And it covers the front of this being as he sort of looks you in the eyes, and you can see the light just blink out, and he slumps on your sword, falling to the ground in a heap.
Ew.
The
I got him.
the refugees, the other people in the camp, their hush has fallen down. Everyone gets another advantage. Thank you, creature. A hush has fallen across the camp, as everyone sort of stares between each other, and they look at you and the creature on the ground, dead. And there's confusion. How did we get where are we? How did we get here? What happened? As the charm effect that Adon had cast across the camp is broken. What would you like to do?
I'll tell you what Oleyna's doing. She's still in the tent, and she's grabbing that freaking map.
Mm-hmm.
And she's tucking that away for later.
Okay.
Neck will step outside and under the assumption that he heard everybody like start to snap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll try and explain. Just be like, that man was not who you think he was. He controlled you all. The issue has been dealt with, but we need to figure out what to do with you all.
You hear more murmurings, a little bit more frantic as, what are we supposed to do? Where are we supposed to go? It's kind of just, panic is starting to settle into the camp.
We will figure out a place for you all to go. We will not just leave you here.
Okay.
I'll whisper like up to Neck. Just go. If you can tell them to go, down south, and hopefully they'll find refuge there. They're less like put upon by the war, so I'm sure there'll be ample food and places for them.
A smirk sort of draws across Oleyna's face. I've heard that the city of Solaris is most welcoming to all who seem to venture there. I'm sure the Lord of House Crane won't have any problems taking you all in.
The panic has sort of started to subside, and there's Solaris. Oh, the Isle? I've always wanted to go there. I've heard it's so beautiful. And then they start there's just kind of excited murmuring now that has sort of been replaced the panic. Though there is still sort of wariness in the group. You would know that a sort of charm spell to this magnitude has very likely altered a lot of their memory as well. There's a high chance that they don't remember a lot of their journey. They don't remember a lot of what has transpired. It could be days or weeks or months since Adon had taken their group hostage, for lack of a better term.
Do any of these were all just like regular people? None of them knew kind of how to fight.
Yeah, regular people. Even the guys that had kind of joined in the quote unquote bandit group, they weren't well versed in swordsmanship. They were just normal people that were sort of forced to do the bidding of this person.
And how far is this from the Lord that sent us to do this?
Komdov is probably about 6-7 hour walk from here.
One last question. How long is it from this place to the place that...
Solaris?
Yeah.
Probably about, depending on if they have a horse or not, probably about could be about a month's journey.
Can I insight check my own party member?
What would you like to insight check?
Why does she want them to go to Solaris? Or is she telling the truth about it being decent? 'Cause I don't like these people, but they are also, like, they're kind of sad. They're refugees.
Roll me a history check.
I lost my character sheet, sorry.
Okay.
14?
Solaris, as you know it is the lone city on the Isle, is the region name. It's a beautiful city. They've not yet really been touched by the war. A few of the armies have been called northward. However, they've not suffered in the capacity that those cities in the north have. If any place were to be a good place to seek refuge, it would be Solaris.
Okay. In that case, thank God she suggested it. Cool. In that case, I'll just like, all right. I'm gonna look at Neck and like pull my hood even closer and just go, right, so from here on in you deal with the people and I'll be out there. I'm just gonna start walking to the outside of the camp.
Should we return to the good Lord back and collect our pay?
One moment, if you please. I want to see to something.
Certainly, Moss. Don't take too long, dear. I get bored easily, and you know what happens when I get bored.
It will be but a moment. Can Moss look around and find the lady that the other guy kind of pointed to?
Yes. She's sort of huddled up with a couple of the other women in the group, kind of now talking excitedly about Solaris and seeing the sea.
And can we find the guy?
Yes, he would be probably on the opposite side of the camp. He had been probably sharpening a sword, kind of. As best to his ability.
Ruining a sword. Got it.
Yeah.
Can Moth? I want to walk up to him. Do you still remember?
Yeah.
Altix? Do you actually remember what I'm talking about, or do you just don't know what to say?
To be honest, I don't remember a lot from the past couple of weeks, so maybe a refresh would be nice.
I spared your life yesterday.
Yes. I remember that. Yes.
He's going to look over to the lady and point to her. I didn't spare your life in vain.
Oh.
Now's your moment.
Okay, and he like kind of puffs himself up a little bit, and he starts marching forward. There's a little hesitance to his step for the first 2 or 3 steps, but then he kind of gets his stride, and he will go up to the woman and tap her on her shoulder, and kind of in like a very like he's kind of built himself up to this. He will kiss her cheek.
Might have been a bit more forward than I was asking for, but that's okay.
And you see her kind of start like blushing and giggling, and then they start talking, and you may or may not see a few kisses exchanged between the two. This was clearly not a one-sided crush. It had sort of been building up.
Well, one good deed down. Can I cut the head off the changeling now?
Yes. Would you like to search his body?
Sure.
Okay. Investigation.
I'll investigate him. He has a body. That's a 12.
Okay. You find a in one of the pouches at his side, you find a letter.
I will open it and read it to myself.
Well, you will find that this is a language that you do not know. However,
okay.
I will say no one knows this language.
Okay.
Do you want to share it with the party?
I will hand it to Oleyna. You're more learned than I am. Can you decipher this?
She looks at it, and I'm assuming she has not a fucking clue as to what this says, and just holds it out. Oddly enough, Moss, it says that I, Oleyna, she thinks of the name that she gave earlier, Sparrow, I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. I should be worshipped at all cost, and no, I have no idea what this says, darling.
Okay, well, would you mind holding on to it while I cut this man's head off?
Anyone who speaks Elven.
Oh, I do.
Please roll a history or investigation check.
Is there a difference between Elven and Elvish?
Well, yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay, then I also will roll a history check.
16 total.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, what were the options?
19 total.
History or investigation. If you speak Elvish.
19 total.
All of you. As you're sort of, I imagine, maybe Eilif is kind of peering over Oleyna's shoulder at the letter and next doing the same. As you are reading this letter, it's not a language you have ever read before, ever seen before. However, certain strokes in the lettering is very reminiscent of Elvish. It's maybe more ancient than Elvish. There's definitely similarities, and there are a couple of words you're able to work out. Loch Eora is one of them, which is that is the lake that is in the middle of the country. It's a very large lake. It leads up into the Derricktra Bay, and Comdov is also nestled on it. And there are other words that it's like a word that's similar to treasure or maybe temple. You're not quite sure, but that's what you're able to garner from that. Locky aura and something akin to temple or maybe treasure, artifact, something like that.
Oleyna's eyes kind of glimmer. She like remembers the map that she's taken. I propose that we retrieve our reward and perhaps have a private discussion somewhere else within the city. I have great keen interest in this.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Of course, where else would you go, Moss, without me?
Sometimes I just like to pretend I have free will.
Of course you have free will, but...
He just kind of smiles at you slyly.
Eilif, Neck, are your curiosities piqued?
No,
Not in the slightest.
Oh,
not even a little bit.
Huh.
well,
No treasure for you then. It's a shame. We could use a couple of strong hands.
Do you think I have any care about coin?
I just
No.
don't like that you're using flattery on me.
What is it that you have interest in then, Neck?
That is nothing that I will tell anybody.
A man of mystery, I see. Curious.
Neck. You would know that temples come with knowledge.
You're giving away my secrets.
And perhaps treasure there might not be gold, but it could be something else useful.
Fine, but I bet this better be quick.
Certainly. Just a scurry. Eilif. Darling.
Just mention seed and they might come along.
You can buy so much seed if we were to find some.
I'm not a bird. I wanted seed for them to have so they could plant.
Mhm.
Maybe sunflower if they have it, because that is actually a very good snack. I'm trying to get to Dunbrig. That's all I really need at the moment. I can help you for a while, but
Yes. Just a little longer. That would be quite good, I think.
Next,
all right, give me 25 gold.
Easily. And she's just gonna reach into her coin purse and hand 25 gold over to her.
Takes it. She looks at Moss.
no.
All right. I'll give you back your gold.
Eilif, you are under my employ now. I'll get you where you need to be, but work for me for a little longer.
It's no fun out there on your own.
I beg to differ. I don't know if my boss would like that.
Call it contracting. Work for me for just
Already subcontracted.
halfway.
It's a super subcontracting of the subcontractor.
You just subcontract me.
That's fine. Halfway, that's all I need of you.
I'm not a chain restaurant.
We're subletting to...
Franchising? We're opening
Hey,
franchises
Oleyna
now?
is your owner-operator.
Yep.
the base part of the pyramid scheme right here.
Yep.
Mhm.
Just
Listen, Eilif. I can afford your services. Name your price, dear.
DM. I don't know what price this would go for. We did not discuss this.
What about a pretty new pair of boots?
So,
No, thank you.
Ailif, you would know. This is a retrieval mission that you would normally get. It would be about 50 gold
Right.
for retrieval
gold.
and delivery.
100 gold.
Retrieval. Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. What about 75? And food and lodging will be at my expense.
New boots.
Fine.
Been wearing.
boots.
All right. 75 food, lodging, and new boots.
Outstanding.
That trench foot is setting in, Ailif.
We need to get to town as soon as possible.
Right, we'll find somewhere to go. I'll just give you some money for boots, and then... Do you think... Moss,
Yes.
I think I know a way of getting us free lodging. I'm quite the entrepreneur, aren't I?
It would appear as such.
Brilliant. Should we set off then?
Pure
Return.
genius. Let us go.
You would know it's another 7-hour trek back to the city. The best chance right now for you is to just bed here for the night, camp out with the rest of the people before setting off in the morning.
Okay.
Can we
Anyone?
do something with that body?
You could burn it.
Smell. I do love a good fire. Can one of you, and he looks at Eilif and Nick, help me get this on the fire, or build a pyre, or something?
Neck will look at Eilif and be like, "You're under their employ. You can help."
Find some. Well, I'm under one's employment. Find the firewood. And I'm gonna go pick up the body, I guess. I know it's a little too heavy for you.
Yeah, it's way too heavy for me. Thank you.
Not you, for the other one.
Either way, I'm gonna go get wood.
Yes. Well, you do that. Don't worry. I'll set up camp. It's quite difficult work. And she's going to sort of go off just outside of this like encampment and pull out her coin and give it a flip and a tent for us. It is spacious. It is multi-roomed by little curtains to give each other privacy. This time it's not red, it's blue, with like iridescent sparkles here and there, and ornate designs, and a little swinging lantern that sort of like settles once everything else has settled outside.
If you guys go into this tent, you'll notice something very peculiar about it. While outside of the tent, you're not able to see through the walls of the tent. When you go inside, it's almost like the opacity of the walls has been turned down, and you're able to sort of see through to the outside and to your surroundings.
I will say you see a lot of gifts just sort of strewn about that Oleyna has collected over the years.
Would everyone like to bed down for the night?
I will address all of the kind of people and just tell them they can either wait here, and when we go talk to the Lord, I will try and get them an escort, or they can... Yeah, I'll tell them that I'm going to try and get them an escort, but if nothing comes...
One of the older gentlemen in the group will sort of give you a pat on the shoulder. It's all right, son. I think that we'll be able to travel down south on our own. It shouldn't be much of an issue for us.
You sure you don't want a small guard to escort?
Not sure they'd be willing to hand us over a guard for the escort down there, but I think we should be all right. He kind of looks at some of the younger men who had been part of the bandit troop. It was us who was haunting the roads, so not much to fear in that aspect.
Do you know when you guys will set out?
In the morning or maybe afternoon, depending on how long it takes us to break down our camp. But I think a good night's sleep for everyone is what's in order.
I'm still gonna try and get you guys at least something just in case. I know that you guys are the one terrorizing everybody, but I'd hate for something to happen to you guys along the way, even if it's just one or two people.
He nods to you, appreciative.
And then he'll look at that guy and be like, "So this big tent that's open now, right?"
I imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep there tonight then.
Anyone else?
Moss will bring back the firewood and attempt to help Eilif burn that body.
Yeah, I'll put the body up there. And I'll ask Moss. So, you and Oleyna, you connected. Why do you follow her around?
It's a complicated. Well, I guess it's not that complicated. Mutually beneficial.
Well, good luck with that.
I appreciate it. And Moss will start walking towards Oleyna's tent.
Oleyna's already cozy in bed.
Okay. Anyone else? Everyone good? As the party beds down for the night, Oleyna. Most elves prefer to trance over sleep, prefer the comfort of meditation over the mystery and chaos of dreams, but not you. Sleep overtakes you quickly, rapidly. You breathe in deeply as you close your eyes, and when you open them, you are standing in a familiar field. An open meadow of flowers, daisies, snapdragons, tulips, anemones surround you. The wind gently rustles your hair, and a sweet floral scent surrounds you, calming you. The long grass tickles up your ankles and calves, the simple sundress you wear a contrast to your normally opulent attire. You feel bare, and yet you feel relaxed here in this place. You can't remember quite when you began to have these dreams. It'd be a decade ago now, but this place is familiar to you. You've never had a place you'd call home before, but if you did, you'd imagine it feel like this. Safe and warm. But you know here, you aren't the only inhabitant. Reflexively, you look in the distance at the tree line of the forest that borders the meadow, anticipation flooding your core, and you can feel your heart pounding against your ears. Your eyes quickly scan through the darkness of the trees before they lock onto the figure that stands there, a towering frame shrouded in furs and dark cloaks whose face is obscured by the skull of a deer. Strips of leathers with beads and other trinkets hang from the massive horns. You feel the stare despite not seeing their eyes. It's unnerving and thrilling. The rush of it licks up your spine, and though you want to step forward, your feet remain planted, rooted to the floor. You don't know how long you stand there, eyes locked onto the being, almost afraid that if you were to look away, they'd disappear. And then, unexpectedly, they take a step forward, closer to you. Your breath hitches in your throat, and you want to call out, but then you blink and you open your eyes, and you are back in your bedroll staring at the stars. And that is where we will close today's session. Okay, guys. From the top. Eilif, go ahead. Anything you want to plug?
Hi, I'm Jay. You can find me on all social medias at TheYellowCubes, and on Twitch is at TheYellowCubes with another S added at the end. But mostly you can find me in Mirror Edge chat or Little Bones' chat. Just kind of hanging out and vibing. Yeah, you can do that. I'm gonna start streaming a lot of For the King, so if you want to watch that, go for it. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Mournian.
I am Mournian, short but sweet. Mainly you can find me again, someone's chat here, being a general nuisance and sometimes a pain in the ass, and sometimes telling people about adult Stewie Griffin.
God fucking damn it.
A lot of fun. Thank you very much, Miri. And I'm excited to see what happens next time.
Joel.
I play Neck, the destroyer of spines. So
Bones.
Hi, I'm Little Bones. Your favorite indie gamer here on Twitch.tv. Where all week long, this coming week, I've got a very busy week coming. It's going to be a lot of streaming. Tonight is my AAA Saturday, where we play a AAA game. We might be playing more Faith just to try and finish that up, but we'll probably end up just playing Baldur's Gate 3. And you can see me doing all sorts of TTRPG stuff all around the web with all of my friends, including here on Saturdays.
And I'm Myriad, or Miri, whatever you want to call me is fine. Don't call me Myriad_X, though. That is my government name. Thank you for hanging out today, guys. This is the first session of a should be about a year-long campaign. We are going to be doing them in seasons, so this first season is going to be 6 episodes long. So you can catch us over the next 5 weeks here on this channel on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Pacific, playing some D&D. And then you can catch me during the week playing some video games. We're currently working our way through Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We're on Mass Effect 3. And I play some other games here and there as well. Yeah, thank you for joining me today, guys. Thank you to my players. I hope everyone had fun. I hope everyone had fun watching. And yeah, that's it. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye,
Thank you for
everyone.
the game.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
friends.
goodbye.
Go away.